welcome to Apex Esports League, back after a nice 3-week break after concluding our Supercars Championship, and here we are for the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship, a 10-round series, and tonight to start the series we are at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, historic. And then this session tonight is 10 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, a 40-minute race. Weather is generated, so there is potential for rain. It's not looking forecasted for rain in tonight's race. However, that will be something that's most likely going to occur a few times throughout the series. So very exciting. The time of day is morning, and the cars are capped at 46% fuel across all the GT3 class. So that means they will need to have to stop for fuel to finish out the race. And then wrapping up the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship, Tim Mulford became the series champion. And then also on the podium in P2 was Anthony Visma and P3 Ricky Hyde. So well done to our drivers. The final round was at Algarve International Circuit. Aiden Kale was our race winner, having a pretty good run after qualifying in P2. Take a look at the track. So for Circuit Barcelona, it is 4.6 kilometers long, currently 22 degrees and with 53% humidity, so no chance for rain at this stage. And if you're joining us for the stream, do jump in the chat, say hello. We'll be over and see how our drivers are faring. Full field at the moment as well. We're going to have a fair few debut drivers, so big welcome to all our debut drivers. We will try and cover each of them as we go through in the practice and the qualifying. One of them is Dylan O'Shea. Martin, hello, thanks for joining us. O'Shea, into league and also getting in the quickest times in the practice already. It's already 7 minutes into the practice. So allowed to get a couple more laps in before we get moved over into qualifying. 10 minutes to set that time for the race, and there's championships point available for qualifying. To be able to commence a good start on the series lead tonight. We're going to have to ensure they follow up on a great qualifying and then power through for a great result in the race. Debut driver, Hayden Benefield. Board. Seeing a few names that we haven't seen on track for a little while as well. Against Sebastian Vandel before. Philip Furlow. Blake Urquhart as well. Nicholas Martin debuting with the league tonight as well. Even, hope you're well. Need to cheer the boys on for PR. It's be nice to see the new additions to the GT3 class. The Corvette and Mustang added amongst the field. They do sound excellent as well. Dylan O'Shea still holds the quickest time in practice. debut, Simon Mazzomo. Caleb Dawson as well. So that's practice concluded. Let's quickly move them on over within 10 seconds of the session ending, so it's quite interesting. Usually we get a little bit of play overwards. Also have Ryan Carlson out on track, so he did join us in the commentary box for the Supercars Championship. Davis. Seeing Daniel Winero back on track again. Welcome back, Dan. Meanwhile, since we've seen Jason Schooler as well. Out a couple of the newer cars. Those that haven't been able to hear the sound of the cars. He's in. Over to the Mustang now. Vardell behind the wheel, or it was Andrew Rushworth. Some great looking liveries out there for their cars. And each of the drivers competing in the series will have their car locked in after they have used it. So they can't swap and change the car as it suits to the track throughout the series. They won't be scoring any points for a change of car. First time starting to come through now. Luke Swan takes pole first off with a 1:42. Benefield 4 tenths behind. Some pretty good pace out there at the moment. For a lap around Barcelona. Jump on board. The Mustang with Blake Urquhart. He's going to park the car up. Over to the Lamborghini instead. Mark Cochran. The historic layout for Barcelona does remove the last chicane. It is a much hated section of the track. Fast-flowing track in the historic. Lap for Cochran so far. Lines up nice for the last 2 corners. That was a 42.46. Didn't seem to have counted for that one. I think there may have been an off track or something. There you go. So jumping on the stream. Big slide for Corey Brand. Sam Smith is holding pretty tight behind Dylan O'Shea, and he's improved the first pole setting time he did of a 42. It's getting very tight. 1, maybe 2 laps left in the session. Getting a time on the board. Gallen, Russell Gander, Gordon McCulloch, Brad Hayes and Sebastian Varndell to get themselves qualifying time. So the last chances now if they're not on an outlap. Dylan O'Shea improving those lap times still. I think that may have cemented in a pretty good time at 41.292. First 10 cars separated by a second. It's going to be making for a very interesting race. So currently 33 drivers registered. Pit lane practice for Ricky Hyde. Four drivers are not getting a time in at this point. Two are in the pit, so they aren't going to be qualifying. About half a dozen drivers currently out on the track. Lucky qualifying's hung over a little bit. They may get a little bit extra time since the practice session did move across a bit quicker. He's only Shannon Corbett, and he gets it in a qualifying time to improve on that last lap of 43.82, moving up into 17th. To be practicing race starts. All drivers have exited their cars and the session will move across. So we can't get qualifying results until the session ends. Car still parked up. Their sessions moved him across. So we'll take a look at those qualifying results now. And qualifying for round one of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship, we have Dylan O'Shea on pole position. And then the rest of the field then follows with Samuel Smith, Luke Swan, Hayden Sell, Ricky Hyde, Blake Urquhart, Caleb Dawson, Ryan Carlson, Ash Davis, Sebastian Varndell, Hayden Benefield, Mark Cochran, Simon Mazzomo, Andrew Rushworth, Daniel Johnstone, Robbie Bradbury, Shannon Corbett, Philip Furlow. Then we have Ryan Bunt, Jackson Frewer, Nicholas Martin, Jason Schooler, Brad Hayes, Daniel Winrow, Corey Brand, Phil Buckland, Stephanie Piccoli, Stephen Luckhurst, Simon Chadwick, David Simmons as our first 30 drivers. And we've got John Gallen, Gordon McCulloch, Russell Gander wheeling the rest of the field. About 4 or 5 drivers ready to left to grid, sorry. green light. Usually the short parade laps. So, contact being made. Safety car will come in. Control goes over to Dylan O'Shea. Sam Smith pushing hard. Trying to keep as close as he can. There's a cloud of dirt through the back of the field. Ooh, we're 4 wide down to turn 1. Looks like they just scraped through with no contact. Behind Blake Urquhart was still too wide through the following corners. Swan trying to hold on to the 2 cars ahead. They're starting to pull away pretty quickly. Oh, there's dramas going on. Chaos everywhere. Oh, it looked like some netco just smacking one of the cars that just tried to recover. I think that's Rushworth. A few cars experiencing the new damage model on the GT3s. They managed to clear themselves pretty quickly. Did almost anticipate potential safety car. Shea pulling away from Sam Smith now. It's a big movement in the standings after some incident going on. Not sure if they resulted in a tow or not. I don't think it is. Cars coming, grabbing some repairs. Marcus, that was just an off. Taken damage. I'll try and jump over and see what happened with all the incident. Looks like between teammates here. Ash Davis and Simon Mazzomo. quickly and see if we can find. And they've come back across on track. Some weird glitches there. Lap 1, the chaos. And Shea starting to put a gap over Samuel Smith. He's pushing out to nearly 7/10 now. Putting some pressure on Frewer. There's a battle for that, but it's a 6-second gap between Gander and Martin. Some good pace being laid down by Dylan O'Shea. 41.6 was the last lap. His best lap is a 41.42 in the race already. P3, 3 seconds behind the car ahead. Carlson trying to get the chase down on Ash Davis. Mustang be able to get around the Porsche. Chadwick continuing the chase. Interesting, we're getting data for Corey Brand, however. Actually on track, interestingly enough. Got Andrew Rushworth behind, but he is a lap down at the moment. So the damage being done. Caught up in the lap 1 incident. Ash Davis in the Porsche. Currently has Ryan Carlson starting to fall back. There was more of a gap, tight gap between the two. Ash starting to put some pace down. Leave Carlson behind now. Slightly wide at the exit, doesn't seem to drop too much pace. Allow Swan to close in. Race lead is now Sam Smith. Yeah, Revs Martin, the Mustang does sound pretty wicked. Throaty 8 sound. Look at the lead pass. He got caught out trying to get a little bit of a slipstream from a back marker. Costing the race lead. The door left wide open for Samuel Smith. Urquhart looking to move back up some positions. Makes his way around Daniel Johnstone. So gets around Philip Furlow. He's lost those positions now. Gets loose in the dirt with the Stang. It's moving up pretty quickly to Frewer. There's a bit of breathing space for now. This gap has closed back in for the battle for P8. Makes a move to the inside. Gets a little bit loose. Uses that momentum to have another go again later. Looks like lap car. Daniel Winrow. There's also Andrew Rushworth ahead. There's also lap traffic. Samuel Smith maybe starting to put a pretty solid lead over Dylan O'Shea. So still 5 minutes away from a halfway point. So probably unlikely to be considering coming in for fuel around this point. We should be getting around 30 minutes worth of fuel. There's a good chance they'll be trying to push these cars out as long as possible. 33 cars out on track. You have to really try and time that pit stop if you're going to be looking to go for an undercut. Fair few gaps filling the field at this point. Starting to put down some very consistent fast times throughout the field. Saw a 41.95 for last lap done by Samuel Smith. Shea gets the dirt, trying to push that car very hard, try and catch up to Smith and take back that race lead. On approach to lap P23. It's probably going to be nicely timed here. Shouldn't be getting really held up. There should be a good opportunity to get around pretty quick. Heavy damage to the front end for Blake Urquhart. Shea closes in a fair bit. They've been teetering over the course of this lap. It's around 24 degrees track temp. Stay the same, it's partly cloudy. off our race leader, Samuel Smith. Ferrari 296. Battle for P1. Dylan O'Shea behind, sitting right on the tail of Samuel Smith. Thanks for the follow, Bro Racer. O'Shea's still holding on. Caleb Dawson and Simon Mazzomo closing in to contest for P6. Great run out of the corner. A battle starting to form between Daniel Johnstone and Philip Furlow. Tucks back in, almost looked like he's going to try and break that slipstream. He was just giving up the position. Two other drivers, we've got Jackson Frewer and Daniel Winrow. We've had some pit stops going on for the back half of the field now. Martin running the highest position out of the drivers that have pit. Some drivers having to go in and tend to repairs in the opening laps. They're going to have to head back in for another stop. He's probably going to be trying to push too hard. There may be a little bit of conserving to be in play here, tucking in behind Smith so he can save a small amount of time for the pit stop. And he comes talking about that. See where O'Shea comes out. Should be within top 10, I think. It's underway. So full pit lane time, 35.97 seconds, 11.7 seconds in the box. Nice quick stop. Re-enter the race in P9. Shea. Pretty good position all the time. The rest of the ones have come through. I think the undercut may actually go to plan here for him. Unless Sam can put out some phenomenal laps now. And he comes. Super hot, right up to the speed limit. Varndell stays out on track. Shea just sneaks in front of the Sam Smith falls behind Dylan O'Shea. It's 1.8 seconds in the end with the undercut. This is some great strategy work there for O'Shea. Sound like a car crashing. I think that may have been Piccoli. For a crash. Some issues on track. So we did hear some screeching in the distance. Oh, we'll focus on the other cars. Varndell comes in the pits, followed by Swan and Sell. Carlson peels in as well. O'Shea takes back the race lead on lap 17. He's got a pretty good lead, plus some lap cars behind. But he's put in between himself and O'Shea. Smith. We are looking at O'Shea. It's something that we have not done before. We're going to try jumping in. Reach out to one of our drivers. Ryan Carlson is our test dummy for this. We'll see how things are faring out on track. G'day, Ryan.
G'day, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Good to hear your voice for the commentary again.
Yeah, cheers. Good to hear yours too. I've been a bit lonely.
It's looked like a pretty interesting start to the race. How is things faring for you so far?
Oh yeah, look, I'll be honest, not the greatest. On the start, I was just going with the guy in front of me, so I backed off a little bit on the start, but then car behind me decided to, well, he gassed it up on the green like he's entitled to, so he got past me straight away. I think I lost 2 or 3 spots off the start. And I was having a nice old battle with the Porsche in front of me for a long time. But I noticed I just couldn't get past him. I was quicker than him, but I couldn't get past him. So, oh, let me concentrate through here for a little bit. Oh, slides. Yeah, I couldn't get past him, so I noticed that where he was really weak, I was really strong, and where he was really strong, I was really weak. So I've been struggling with understeer, so through all the high-speed corners, which go onto a long straight, and then into a braking zone, I was too far back, because I kept getting aero wash off him as well, which didn't help the understeer. So I was too far back to go for a proper dive bomb, so I had to try and keep it as close as I could in the high-speed corners, which didn't go great, but there was some. He might have made a little mistake. I don't think it was superb driving on my part. But I caught up to him and I tried to make a couple last-second dive bombs, but he just didn't see me any time. So he closed it down. In this particular hairpin here, actually, I made a couple dive bombs on him. You may have seen, you may not have. I don't know. The first time we made contact, the second time we didn't, but I got slippery on the exit, so that didn't go super well. And then it was just, so I got past him there actually, into here. There was a lap car on the outside slowing down for everyone, so I couldn't take the proper line. He could, so he got up straight away, passed through here again, which didn't make me feel very good, but I'm really good under brakes. I think I've said that. So I tried to keep it really close to him here so I could go for a couple of dive bombs here. None of them worked. And then I just started making unforced errors. So I was trying to force him into making errors and I made them mine. So that was that. And I half considered putting on 2 fronts just to give me a bit of oversteer, I suppose. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but on my in-lap, I was a 10th off my best, which was at the time quicker than the leader's time. So I decided just to keep it how it was and try and trail it a bit more to get the back end loose. But then I went into the pits, I was thinking, damn, I'm sitting still for a really long time here, what's going on? And then I took full fuel for some reason. So that's just lost any chance I had, I think, of catching the guy in front.
Very unfortunate. We'll leave you to it, Ryan, and then try and recover some of that time back up.
Right, how am I doing? Am I catching him?
Still got about 9 seconds to go.
Doesn't sound like I'm catching him.
No.
Oh well.
Yeah, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
And Ryan Carlson giving us a chat about how things are going out on track. And definitely distracted him trying to talk as well. Some side-by-side action here between Caleb Dawson and Simon Mazzomo. Gets away pretty quickly in front of Dawson now. So we've only got 7 minutes left to the race. We're on lap 20. Brett Hayes and Andrew Rushworth testing for P26. Unlapping themselves around Nicholas Martin. The battle still not over between Mazzomo and Dawson. Slowing down for Dylan O'Shea, still putting out some very quick times. Last lap a 42.11. Samuel Smith able to close in a lot of that gap over the previous lap and this current one. His last lap was a 41.94. got 4 to 5 laps left of the race. Smith wants to take the opening round race win. He's going to have to start lining up some very tight moves once he gets that gap on O'Shea. There's not going to be too many opportunities to be able to sit back and have a crack later on. There's still a fair bit of lap traffic around. They're probably going to encounter at least a couple more cars over these next few laps. Drivers have got some pretty good safe gaps between them. Culloch and Blake Urquhart for a battle here. As is Nicholas Munt, so they're very close here. And they got lap traffic unlapping themselves at the moment. That's Andrew Rushworth going up through the inside of Martin there. Had to go into damage control pretty early after the lap 1 incident. That's it, a fair few drivers in the end. Closing the tail of Furlow. Tail. Porsche nearly having the Ford badge printed into its bumper. Car's pushing pretty hard here. He gets loose from the Mustang. He's really struggling with the car now, so he's starting to drop back. Going to be a fair bit of aero wash. It's going to be affecting Urquhart. Oh, contact to Corbett. Won't be happy with that one. Rushworth still trying to close some more positions. He's actually caught up to position P25, Jackson Brewer. Benefield, Jason Schooler. Battle here as they're getting leaders making their way through P3. Sebastian Vardell and Luke Swan P4. Resume their battle now. This will be white flag. Dylan O'Shea leads the way with Samuel Smith riding his tail 2 tenths away on final lap. These two basically stuck to each other throughout the race until they went into the pits. And didn't take too many laps to try and recover the gap after Dylan O'Shea's undercut. Oh, he moves for a move. Nearly makes contact. Smith now knowing not too many opportunities to be able to stick the nose in and take a position, but he also doesn't want to get caught in incident. Potentially also ruin a good result for himself, but also risk penalty points. Quarter of a lap remains. Lap traffic to contend with. Shea lost out to the race lead before getting stuck behind traffic looking for that slipstream. Just doesn't want to get caught here. Oh, this is going to be a close finish. Shea keeps the position. Race win for the opening round of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship goes to Dylan O'Shea. A super close race. These two drivers did not give each other a break throughout the 40 minutes. Well done. Congratulations to Sam Smith, take P2. Sebastian Vardell gets on the podium in P3. By Luke Swan, Simon Mazzomo, Caleb Dawson, Ash Davis takes P7, Pincel P8, Ryan Carlson P9, approaching checkered flag. Mark Cochran to take P10. Once again, a bringing car home in P11. Simon Chadwick, P12. And race concludes. 4 cars now crossing the line. Race results for round 1 of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation GT3 Championship. Our race winner is Dylan O'Shea. Then in P2, Samuel Smith. P3, Sebastian Vardell. So well done to our podium finishers. And the rest of the standings we then have is Luke Swan, Simon Mazzomo, Ash Davis, Hayden Sell, Ryan Carlson, Mark Cochran, Caleb Dawson, Russell Gander, Simon Chadwick, Ryan Bunce, Shannon Corbett, Nicholas Martin, Gordon McCulloch, Daniel Johnstone, Blake Urquhart. Then we have Hayden Benefield, Jason Schooler, Robbie Bradbury, Philip Furlow, Ricky Hyde, Stephanie Piccoli, Daniel Winrow, Brad Hayes, Andrew Rushworth, Phil Buckland, Stephen Luckhurst. And then 33 to 33 we have Jackson Frewer, David Simmons, Corey Brand and John Gallen. And then last here, 24 laps down. So not making the race start. Let's see if our podium finishers are keen for a chat. So we've got Sebastian Varndell. And congrats, Sebastian. How was the race out there?
It was alright. It was really couldn't really have a battle with anyone because it was sort of just a gap to the guys in front and the guys behind. I was sort of just maintaining that gap. But yeah, the race was good. Had a good start and yeah, just had nothing on the guys in front. They were quick.
Yeah, they got away pretty quick. And we got Dylan now. Congratulations, Dylan.
Thank you very much.
Take the opening win.
Yeah, that was a pretty close race with Sam and I.
Yeah,
It was good fun.
just about a photo finish right at the end there.
Yeah, it's difficult with these lap cars because we can catch them in some awkward positions. So yeah, he had the run at the line there. Lucky that it ended on that lap. Otherwise, I think he might have got past me with the momentum that he had down the straight on the last lap.
He really managed to catch you off guard coming onto the pit straight early on in the race when he took the lead. I saw you duck over trying to grab a bit of slipstream behind lap traffic.
Yeah, that lap car had a bit of a moment on the exit and I couldn't really go anywhere, so I had to get hard on the anchors and yeah, I couldn't really do anything about it. But he took advantage and yeah, made for a good race.
Yeah, definitely did. And was it an undercut that you were trying to achieve when you ducked off into the pits? It was a very quick stop.
Yeah, I just thought had to try something different. Tried to go, I didn't know if I could go a lap longer than him, so I just tried to go a lap before him and yeah, just something different to try and get by him there because it was too difficult to try and get past in the dirty air and with the Audi not being too quick on the straight compared to the Fez. It yeah, definitely had to do something different.
Yeah, definitely. It had a pretty good impact in the end. I think you ended up coming back out. It was nearly 4 seconds. I think, or even 6 seconds initially when you came out, and it wasn't until that that lap that he started to close it into a couple of seconds, but it was a pretty decent undercut.
Yeah, worked well. He probably had a bit more pace than me, but the dirty air just kept him behind, so thanks to that.
Yeah, no problem. So then, any plans for the Audi? It's already you in the Porsche, aren't you?
Audi.
Audi,
Oh,
yeah,
and the
that's
Audi.
right. Yeah, you said
Yeah.
Audi. Any plans for the Audi to try and battle it out for round 2?
Oh, yeah, I think so. We'll have to see
Fuji.
what happens next week, but
Yeah,
I reckon so.
yeah, no worries. We'll be looking forward to see how you can get it going over at Fuji next week and see if you can follow up with a second win.
Yeah, beautiful. Just a quick shout out to the boys at 9.5 for coming and having a go at this series, and the team sponsors Racecraft, Turn in Race Apparel, RSW Graphics, Racing Years, and Prestige Cinematography.
Excellent. And then over to you for a shout out, Seb.
Oh, just all the boys from Vermilion Motorsport for all the help. And my setups.
You sound like you got the flu too, Seb.
Yeah, a bit sick, but we'll be right.
Still raced on. That's the way.
Yeah.
Well, no worries. All the best of luck for next week's round.
Thank you. Tuesday,
See
TC.
you, mate. And a couple of our podium finishes with Dylan O'Shea taking the race win for round 1. And then we had Sebastian Varndell, who was podium P3, and then Samuel Smith was our P2 finisher. And then it was a pretty exciting race with some good strategy, managing to take the race win. So it would be interesting to see how they can fare next week. So we head over to Fuji for round 2, and it is the no chicane layout. So it's going to be a very fast track for them to try and do. Good potential for some incidents in the more technical sections as it starts to get very tight and rather slippery on some of the corners. So it's one not to be missed. So if you haven't started to follow the channel yet, do hit the follow button so you'll be notified when we go live. So here on Monday night, 7:35 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, and we've got another 9 weeks of exciting GT3 racing, and especially with potential for rain for it, and the new damage model in these GT3 cars. It's going to be one not to be missed. So thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope to see you trackside next week.